Hey guys, welcome back. It's time. We got a weird little lawsuit here. We're gonna discuss this now. I am going to preface this entire video with the fact that I'm automatically a little bit biased here. I'm gonna try my best not to be biased in any way. I'm just gonna share my opinion openly and honestly. But we got a little incident here where we have Ultra Pro International LLC, who has filed a lawsuit against BCW for trademark infringement, unfair competition, and related claims. So yes, I know, probably a little bit ridiculous. Let's get into the details here. I am gonna want to know what you guys think down below. Now, first up, the term penny sleeve. I don't think anyone in the existence of saying the word penny sleeve, other than maybe an executive at Ultra Pro, would use the term penny sleeve and automatically associate that with Ultra Pro. Yes, Ultra Pro is probably the biggest name in the biggest, wideliest, most available player in the market of trading card sleeves and binders and sheets and all of those other products. Now, the barrier to entry to those is pretty low. Now, if you have a factory that can produce little plastic baggies to put your trading cards in, they're going to exist. There's a million different brands. Some you've heard of, some you haven't heard of, but they exist. The term penny sleeve is always, I mean, it's kind of not a great term anymore. You can't really get one for a penny, but the term basically implied that it was just cheap sleeves, not necessarily Ultra Pro sleeves. It's a little bit ironic, I guess, that we have a company who is fighting over the rights to something that is a naming that it implies that it's cheap, but that's essentially what it is. So if you're opening cards and you want to protect them as cheaply as possible, you're gonna want some penny sleeves. Now, I think this whole thing just looks pretty bad on Ultra Pro. To be honest, I've used Ultra Pro in the past. Their penny sleeves are pretty good. They're pretty damn good. This is kind of making me not want to use them. I mean, at this point in time, I'm working with other companies that produce them, so it would be kind of a disservice to not use those. But penny sleeves, for the most part, it doesn't really matter that much who you use. I mean, you probably don't want to use some terrible company, or if they're the wrong size, or I mean, the sizing doesn't even really matter. There's always empty space, extra space within the penny sleeves. They're just supposed to be a quick fix. If you have foils and you don't want them to get scratched up, if you're storing them, you want them cheap. That's what I do. If I open product, I put everything that's like a reverse or a hollow or better in penny sleeves so that they don't get damaged. It's good for shipping, good for selling, all that fun stuff. If you're grading cards, you want to stick them in a penny sleeve and then into a semi-rigid. We'll get into some of that stuff as well, but pretty ridiculous. So even on eBay, I guess this is the easiest way to check, to confirm the fact that these are just listings from people that are selling this stuff, people that are reselling, maybe people that have their own. But we got perfect fit, another term. We'll get into some other terms, but I think it's ridiculous. I get it. You don't want people making Ultra Pro. They can't put Ultra Pro on it. Now, should they be able to have the rights to the word Ultra and the word Pro, which are pretty common as descriptors for items that are gamery? I don't know. I think the whole thing is a huge stretch. Now, top loaders, same thing. If someone says, "Hey, do you have any top loaders?" Hey, are you opening a first edition base set booster box on a patio with a terrible internet connection? Do you have a few top loaders in your book bag that you can pull out? Shout out to Collectibles Guru and anyone that gets the reference. But here we have it. Like, this is the same thing. People are going to search for top loaders. So I think this is an overreach by Ultra Pro to try and control the terminology that has been established by not necessarily them, but just hobbies like this in general, trading card hobbies, whether it's sports, whether it's trading card games, whether it's any other cards in general. Top loader is just a generic term, and you see it everywhere. You see it on every single name brand, non-name brand, sketchy weird in the distance. We got Cardboard Gold, again, one of the upper echelon. So I don't know if this is Ultra Pro is going to go after everyone. Are you gonna call out everyone in existence that's ever used the word top loader? Take some eBay listings down because they're not Ultra Pro? Now, we'll do an Amazon search for the same thing. Again, you see Ultra Pro listings up at the top here. We got BCW, and that's the thing too. Like, they don't even have penny sleeves written on the package itself. It's card sleeves. But if it's a search term, is this like an attempt to nerf the search term for penny sleeve? so that only Ultra Pro shows up when someone searches. Binders, classic fit card sleeves. You could scroll through here. You could do a million searches for sleeves and card saver. Well, card savers is another thing. So I don't know the exact story, but from my understanding, Cardboard Gold got mad at Rusty at one point in time because he was calling things card savers, semi-rigid card savers that were not actually from them. But here we have, we got them with using the same terms as Ultra Pro. Now, Ultra Pro did file, I don't know if it was a patent. We'll get into that. We'll get into the legal details later. We got the Paul Lesko breakdown of the lawsuit itself. But I think the whole thing is just ridiculous. So here we have top loaders on Amazon, and you can see there's just different brands all over the place. They all call them top loaders because that's what everyone calls them. Now, does Ultra Pro call them top loaders? Yes. Are they Ultra Pro top loaders? Yes. As opposed to BCW top loaders or top load card holders. Again, the names are usually slightly different, but at the same time, I don't think anyone, we got lv.x here, top loaders, rigid top loaders. Are those different than top loaders? So if you're one of these other companies, maybe you got to be worrying about this stuff. As always, we got the link tree here, and we will discuss now a little bit. So we covered Card Market recently, a little bit of shenanigans going on over there. They are a channel sponsor, as with most of the stuff here on the link tree. If you're shopping for stuff, if you use the discount codes, if you click on the affiliate links, it supports the channel at the same time. I encourage you to do so. If you're buying stuff, this is all stuff that I would highly recommend. So we have Evo Retro here. We have Dex, we have lv.x, we have Dragon Shield, we have BCW, all of which they have binders, card protecting things of different kinds. Now, are they all after each other because of naming and anything like that? No, of course not. Ridiculous. Insane. Next. Now, if we go to the Cardboard Gold site, we got top loaders with a space. So I don't, are they going after Cardboard Gold next? Is that the next lawsuit? I don't know if there's bad blood between them. I'm not really privy to any of that information, but it's ridiculous to me. So here we have card sleeves and top loaders without a space. I think top loader is just free. It should be just free use. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's just, no one associates that with a brand. Now, if they just straight up put Ultra Pro top loaders on their packaging, whether it's a small company or a large company, I get that. It makes sense. We got BCW here. Awesome sauceum. Again, discount codes for a lot of this stuff that you can use from the link tree. You should be using. Save yourself some money. Google for top loaders. Top loaders, we got Remy Card Traders. So some of these are Ultra Pro resellers. And it looks like you had to scroll down a little bit. These green guys here, collectible supplies. I don't even know, collectible supplies. So again, just random names. The factories, and it's easy for factories to make this stuff. And it's probably going to be comparable, if not identical, or nearly identical to what it is. It's just a piece of plastic that holds your card. It can be a slightly different size. It can be slightly different material. But for the most part, it's just like an inexpensive, disposable, if need be. If it gets scratched up, you just get a new one. Good for shipping. Good for storing things if you want to keep them flat. Perfect fit. Now, perfect fit is interesting because I don't know if KMC was the first one to introduce perfect fit, but then you have everyone else who kind of like calls them perfect fits. Standard pro fit. I guess they're calling them pro fits. Now, I will say, penny sleeves from Ultra Pro, other than the fact that like this is kind of a disgusting look for them, they're pretty good. But so are the other people's penny sleeves. The pro fits, perfect fits from Ultra Pro are really bad. I don't know if they've improved since I've tried them, but they're bad. They're crunchy on the edge. They're a different size. They need to be, if you're getting a perfect fit, it needs to be very consistent because it's going inside another sleeve. You don't want part of the card sticking out sometimes. Other times it doesn't. You don't want weird crunchy borders on it. It's, again, they don't do a great job with that. They have other products that are great, but teach their own. Now, I thought it was a little interesting there that they have a product. I guess they call them Pro Fits and not Perfect Fits, but it still shows up with Perfect Fit card sleeves when you search it in Google. So I guess search terms depending on the websites. So is it the same? Is it the same blame game that we can go into that? We have perfect. I think Dragon Shield calls them perfect fits as well. Here we have the Mythic Store. Again, not anything against the Mythic Store, but people use the term perfect fit. So should KMC be going after people for using the term perfect fit? I don't think so. I think it's fair game. If you want to come up with a product that's the same size, that's the nomenclature that people use, it is. No one says pro fit for like, oh yeah, I need some, well, they say inner sleeves a lot of the time. Inner sleeves, perfect fit. Here it says precise fit. So I don't know. Do we get into like stupid little differences in naming and just for the sake of like, oh, we own that? No, have your name, call it the same thing for the sake of new collectors, old collectors, people that are just looking for prices, looking for products in the same category. This is a disservice to them. Because if you tell someone to look something up and they only get one result from a certain company or only get results from a certain company that are using the same names as everything else, I don't know. It's dumb. All right. Now, next, we have Paul Lesko's analysis. He says, not much happens legally in the hobby on the weekend. So how's it Buyee? We got, just kidding, we have a lawsuit to talk about. It's Ultra Pro v BCW. So let's do a live read of this until my pizza is ready. All right, let's see here. We got Ultra Pro alleges it holds registrations from the USPTO for trademarks such as Ultra Pro, which is fine. Now, if someone's going to use the word Ultra or Pro in their advertising, it's like super duper. If I call myself, if I put super duper in something or something that's a pretty generic term, I don't know what the best example. You know the words, descriptors that are like cool. Wicked dicked, wicked dicked, and someone uses it. It's just a generic term. It's two generic terms put next to each other. Yes, if someone's using Ultra Pro next to each other to try to steal from the branding and not the actual name of whatever you're trying to sell, it's like Ford takes it files a trademark for car, and you can't sell cars anymore. They're automobiles only. So someone looks up car dealerships and they don't find it. Pro binder, okay, that's like the classification of the pro binder. Penny sleeves, disagree 100% with penny sleeves. I think that's ridiculous to try to claim that. Mini snap, neck vault, Vault-X, another, you can get 10% off, Rattle 10 on Vault-X for your first purchase. Chroma Fusion technology and top loader. So like chroma, I mean, all the space words. And top loader again. Top loader and penny sleeves, I think, is the most egregious, ridiculous example here. The BCW infringes these marks by selling goods and calling them pro pages and pro 8-pocket and card sleeves and penny sleeves. I think card sleeves, penny sleeves, fine. Should they put pro before that, knowing that Ultra Pro has got Ultra Pro? I mean, it's a stretch. But I get the argument that they don't want people to use pro in front of their products. If Ultra Pro wants to use pro in front of their products, it's not necessary. I think that maybe could have just been a discussion like, hey, BCW, can you please not put pro in front of the names of your products? I mean, after they come out with them, after they're produced, or maybe they change them later on, maybe it's some kind of agreement that isn't a lawsuit saying, hey, you can't use penny sleeves and top loaders. Ultra Pro also attaches evidence of the alleged infringement, including BCW's card sleeves, and says BCW allegedly refers to them being called penny sleeves, and also evidence of BCW using the phrase top loader. So in the search terms and in descriptions and stuff like that, they're probably going to put penny sleeves in there because that's what people are going to search. That's probably what they're going to search for. Now, on the Ultra Pro products, it does not say penny sleeves, to my knowledge. I don't know if I have any here. No, it just says card sleeves. It says card sleeves. So, like, if it was your main branding, maybe there's a little bit more of an argument there. But, like, at the same time, everyone has top loaders on their top loaders. Ultra Pro brings like 28 claims against BCW here, but all break down to the same thing as basically allegations of trademark infringement. Ultra Pro says it wants money, etc., but also that it wants an injunction to shut down BCW from using such marks, including temporary and preliminary injunctive relief. Now, some lawyers just put that in all the time, but this is a sign that Ultra Pro will move for API or TRO. So just kind of pretty ridiculous. All right, and that's basically it. So we have a battle really over the ownership of a bunch of phrases, but the most important being penny sleeve and top loader. Yeah, so penny sleeve and top loader, again, generic terms. They're super generic. Ultra Pro does have registrations for both of those terms, but let me remind you of one of my favorite defenses to trademark infringement, genericide. If a term becomes a generic, i.e. it's the standard term used by all, then no one can own trademark rights for it. I think we proved that by Googling, Amazon searching, eBay searching these terms. You get all of them come up. They should all come up. It's a generic term, both of them. So here, what do you think? Are the terms penny sleeve and top loader generic terms that no one in the industry should be able to own? Ultra Pro also attaches its penny sleeves and top loader. Sorry, I broke into two words earlier. So that's the thing too. Top loader. Some of them use a dash. Top dash loader. Top loader one word. Top loader two words. It's the same. It's the same thing. And it's a generic term. Penny sleeve covers plastic holders for trading. Plastic holders for trading cards. So you're gonna rename all your stuff to plastic holders. Clear plastic, loosey-goosey holders for trading cards, basically. And top loader covers plastic holders for cards. You shouldn't even be allowed to do this. Like, they should have been just slapped on the ass and kicked out the door. Wow, 21 minutes to live read and new and interesting lawsuit. I think that's a record. So here we have it. We got a couple polls here. We have, do you think only one company should own a trademark registration for the phrase penny sleeves? 91.5% say no. Do you think one company should own a TM reg for a top loader? 92.6%. So, I mean, anyone that's been in around trading cards knows that this shouldn't be a thing. It'd be like somebody taking semi-rigid and be like, yo, we trademarked it. You guys can't use semi-rigid anymore. It better not show up in a search result. So my guess is the yes votes will be Ultra Pro employees, which I guess I need to figure this out too. Ultra Pro or Ultra Pro or Ultra Pro. Space, no space, or can you use Ultra or can you use Pro? Apparently not. They get upset about that too. So again, this is one of those things that I think is ridiculous and unnecessary, a waste of time, effort, resources, where they should be developing better products. If you want your stuff to be the best, make it the best. If you want it to stand out from the rest, maybe work on your profits. Your profits suck really bad. If this was BCW doing the same thing to someone else, I would say the same thing. Would it piss them off that they're partnered with the channel? Probably. But that I don't care. I'm going to be upfront and honest regardless. This is dumb. If you missed it this weekend, I tweeted about the trademark battle between Ultra Pro and BCW, and I'm totally burying the lead. Ultra Pro claims it controlled the terms penny sleeves and top loader for the hobby. This battle will decide who, if anyone, should own those terms. No one. So again, just a ton of like wasted effort and resources. It could have went into advertising. It could have went into making better products. It could have went into R&D, make some new and exciting things that other companies don't have. They're still going to move into whatever you're doing. If you make top loader binders, the top loader binders, I guess those are all off the table as well. Be careful with that. It just seems like legal bullying. And it's a landslide. Just a few people think penny sleeves and top loader should be controlled by one entity. Everyone else thinks it's a generic term everyone should be able to use. Entirely agree. If you want to make a brand name, if you want to call it Wiener Dog Extreme, and then someone puts Wiener Dog Extreme, but if they use the word extreme, that was my example from earlier that I was looking for and couldn't think of. If you put extreme on something, even if it's an extreme, if you spell it wrong, if you spell it cool, it's a pretty generic descriptor or term that if someone makes extreme binders, you can't be really surprised. Make sure you guys are following Paul on the Twitter. He does a lot of breakdowns like this of all the lawsuits going on. Largely, he's like sports card related stuff, but also, it gets into everything. It crosses over into trading cards as well, if that's more of your thing. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. We have an opening stream coming up soon too, but so keep an eye out for that. Take care. Join the Discord. See you next time. Bye.